What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Zulu here, back again with another Harukaze Mound video. Today we're here for chapter 4, first day of clubs. Yeah, I switched again. Sorry, I like to switch it up. You want to try? I don't know. I like both. I'm not gonna lie. So maybe expect switch swaps, flip flops. Um, but yeah. I don't know, I really like both. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this mic is low-key kind of ass. I have like a PC mic, like an actual like microphone stand. That was a crazy hand gesture. But yeah, I don't know how to work that without my laptop because my laptop is. But anyways, we're here for another Harukaze Mound video review. And yeah, guys, Sundays. I think I said it last episode. But yeah, Sundays are looking a little too packed for me. Harukaze and Gachiakata comes out, or like Harukaze Mountain chapters, and then Gachiakata episodes come out at the same time. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna work that out, figure that out, because a little surprise, surprise. I low key run a Harukaze Mountain account, but I made it more so to help with like promoting it and stuff like that. But like I talk about Harukaze more on my manga account. So I don't really know. And then plus, surprise, surprise, for those you don't know, I also run the Gachi Akatsu account. So I don't know. I'll have to figure that one out for real. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to figure something out. But we got it. We're gonna figure something out. Um, yeah, let's get right into the chapter. So chapter 4, we started with a great beginning, and if you see me looking over here, I have like a little setup. Um, but yeah, I'm looking at the chapter. But yeah, so starting off, we see Haru, and he's dripped out, got the school uniform on, looking nice, looking fresh. And he's texting his brother Kaze, and I actually kind of like how they did like the little texting, like back and forth. I feel like that was pretty cute. But we get to see the brothers, text each other, try to catch up, and like for me, I'm not gonna lie, it did hit a little bit because that's how I am with my brother right now. He's in China right now, so like I don't know, just getting the text or just seeing that text was kind of like it. I don't know. It just reminded me of me and my brother. But I did want to kind of talk about the little texting because Kaze is kind of dry, and like I mean dry in like the way he texts and like he even like how I do kind of said it, but he just doesn't go into details. It's like he's that type of guy who's like he'll send you like hey, or like he'll send you a thumbs up, or like he'll just react, or like he'll leave you in red. Like that's exactly the type of vibe Kaze is giving me. But we do get a nice little panel of him, practicing, and there's this look he makes. It's like a little glance down, and I don't know. To me, I want to say that they were trying to do like a little slight, subtle hint of him missing his brother in a way. And I mean that would make sense because they've been together, all the way to high school, and now they're separated. So I mean it would only make sense, especially during a pitch too, because he just pitched and maybe like Haru used to like cheer him on or like yo nice pitch or whatever, and now he's not there. So I don't know. I just think that was a little nice touch. But starting off, we have Haru about riding his bike to school. He's the type to ride his bike. And then we get to see Ibuki and some old man talking, and we find out that's the principal. And to our surprise, the principal is like a huge fan of baseball, like an extreme huge fan of baseball. Which I mean, when I read, to me, that's great. I mean, that's they got their funding. Like they don't got to worry about money for the most part. Like at least the principal is for it. I feel like it would be a little bit different if the principal was against it or didn't want to do the sport. But um, it's somebody on their team, somebody on their side, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention, but the school is or the high school is now co-ed, and that's the whole reason why they're also trying to do a baseball team because they're getting boys and a lot more boys. So let's sort of mix it up, diversify, and Haru kind of finds it weird how Ibuki is kind of all buddy buddy with the principal, and I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of weird. Like I think even for me, like if I saw somebody like buddy up with the principal, I would be kind of sus. Not gonna lie, I would be. That is kind of weird, but you know, he kind of just tells them straight up, or well, the other guy, I think that's Yuma. I'm still learning, remembering their names, but somebody we met last chapter. This is kind of going on about how, um, Ibuki he likes to be active. He likes to be involved, which I think is a great thing. I was like that. I was in clubs and sports and things like that. So I mean, I get it for real, but I wasn't buddy up with the principal though. But that's just me. But then Ibuki kind of reveals something that I've been wanting to know, and but he explains how he got injured in middle school, and I guess that explains why he disappeared and how nobody really heard from him. He was a great legend who disappeared, but he tells us that like it gave him time to like study, and I mean it makes sense. It clearly like it paid off. He knows what he's talking about. And he wants to go take Haru to meet some of the other future teammates, and we get to meet my Timu Geto. I'm not gonna lie, he looks old. I don't know if it's y'all. He looks old to me. This is supposed to be a freshman. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, we get a little peek of his name, Satumi, and he's the Mr. Popular. He got fangirls. He's a groupie, and yeah, he kind of seems a little narcissistic, but we'll see what he got. But I still like his design. I don't know. He just looks old to me. Like that's not a freshman. He like it's giving like super senior. um, and then we get to meet another guy, Kengo, and he looks like a whole fighting game character. He looks like um I'm gonna insert a picture, but he looks like him. And I was talking to one of my great friends, who also is like a diehard Phantom Tier fan, Ava, and we were talking, and she was like, "I can see his hair being red, and I can see it too. Like it's giving redhead." But yeah, he looks. I mean, from he looks based on like this little interaction. He was, he's carrying all these books and stuff, and he was helping people out. And they kind of say how serious he is, and how like he's always helping people. So he seemed like a good guy. The other guy, no, I don't know. My stocks might. I might have to take him back and put him in Kengo for real because I was expecting better. But then I guess fast forward to after school. We have a little shot of the whole team, and we starting up this club, and they just go on and kind of also tell us how the principal is also the club advisor. So the principal is heavily involved with this team. So I'm really interested to see where that goes because I don't think I've really ever seen principals that involved in sports, or at least the team sports. So I mean, we'll see. And and they kind of go on talking about the school and how it's a new school, so you guys gotta be careful. But we get revealed that Ibuki is the team captain. Obviously, like he's a goat. He's an MVP. It makes sense. He's a team captain. I don't think nobody should have any rejections, and nobody does because again, he's literally him. So yeah, he's a team captain, and we get another little reveal that this entire generation, I guess everybody's just goaded. Everybody's so good. So this entire generation of kids or guys is called the Golden Generation, and damn, like again, just it just sucks if you're a normal kid born right now because I got all these elite baseball players being born, and my son over here just a regular kid. So that's kind of sad, but Haru after hearing that he kind of realizes like, oh, Kaze is part of that because he was under like the U15 under team, so it's competition. And then we finally get a reveal with the whole entire team. I'm about to butcher these names, but uh, let's go right on. So we met Kipe Wakamori, Wakamole, last chapter, Mr. Glasses, Mr. Batter, and then we get introduced to his full name, Satomi Kikunaga, Mr. Popular, and then we have our boy Kengo Yanagi, Mr. Fighting Character, and then we still have Yuma Hodaka, who was with us this entire time, and we met them last chapter and two. and then we also have Aroha Manase. I think that was the person who was sleeping, who was napping from last chapter, and then we have my 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 Sasuke Urushibara. And that was another character we met like last chapter. So we meet one, two, three. We meet three new people, and then I don't know if these other two characters just couldn't fit in this page. Cause I mean, it is a big page, but I feel like he could have made it fit. But um, these we get introduced to these two like extras, and we have EJ, Yukusa, and then Saku Natane. I'm butchering these names. I'm so sorry, but I don't know. I just felt like that was a little weird because it's giving like extras. It's giving like haiku. Those two or those or that one. If you know, you know. But they do at least get us more knowledge on both of those two guys. So we know that we find out that EJ is a fast and athletic, and then we find out that Saku is a really smart kid. So you know, we getting a little like descriptions for everybody getting to meet the team, and there's a phone call the principal gets, but the phone call is asking for Ibuki. So you know, Ibuki kind of runs off to go answer the phone, and Yuma, I keep saying Yuma. I don't know his name. Oh yeah, Yuma. See, I know what I'm talking about. Yuma kind of goes on and tells Haru how much this all means to Ibuki, and we kind of find out that like ever since he got injured, man was he was in his room in the hospital. He was locked in. He was doing his research. He was reading books. He was doing this and that, and we get to really see how invested and how much Ibuki really loves the game. He really loves the sport, and again, I feel like they really made that clear, and you can't really like invalidate that. Like we see that, we know that, and then they even go on to say how, bro, Ibuki was in middle school, coming out like searching for spots, searching for a team. Man was scouting, mind you, a middle schooler scouting. Man was scouting. He was watching people's highlights. He was hustling. He was really trying to gather his team. And again, you never hate on somebody who's hustling. Like Ibuki is really just him. And honestly, again, I said it last time before, but if Ibuki was the main character, I wouldn't be mad. Like I think a story. Shout out to somebody who's making a story, but like uh, a kid who got injured like early on, or just like injured in the career, and they're making a comeback. Hey, I think that would make a fire. That would make a fire story. Like everybody loves a good comeback, underdog. But like Ibuki just him. So yeah, and then we also find out that Ibuki as well also helped prepare the field. He also got equipment to help set up the field for the school because the um the field wasn't set up yet. And I mean that makes sense again because they just turned co-ed. So the school is like new in a sense of like certain sports and the addition to boys. And after hearing this, Haru kind of gets hyped up because he can feel his passion. He can he feels like grateful to have somebody like Ibuki with him and on his team and stuff like that. So I think that was a really nice moment. He gets hyped up, and then we get a little announcement from Ibuki, and I guess he has secured a practice game for the weekend. So we're about to get our first game, and this school is crazy good school. They have been to Koshinen multiple times, and they're also associated with a university. So this is like a prestigious school. I think he said top four. Yeah, top four in East Tokyo. So it's a crazy good school. And then everybody's kind of like, oh, how'd you get this game? Like, how'd you get like we're nobody. You booked us a whole game with a top four school. Like, what's going on? And Ibuki just goes on and says, I use my connections. I use my name. Like, I got us, in line. I got us to cut the line. We got VIP access. And, basically they kind of go on into saying how, like, this, like, they have to win, basically. They have to win this next game. Literally this next game that they cannot afford to lose. And that's basically because if they lose, then they have no leverage because who's going to want to play against a school that already sucks and they're already nobodies. So basically the plan for right now is to one beat the school, And then, once we beat that school, our names is gonna spread because they're gonna be like, oh, yo, there's nobody team just beat this like top four team. So they're basically trying to use that as their way to play more against expose themselves. Basically, that's what they're trying to do. And yeah, we kind of just in the chapter there with Ibuki just again reaffirming that we're gonna use this opportunity to connect and boost our popularity, let people know what's up. We the new team in town. Um, yeah, I think like another chapter. I think that was a really good chapter. It really set the tone, and we got to meet the whole entire team finally. We didn't get to meet a coach because the principal is the advisor, but I'm pretty sure he's not the coach, and Ibuki is the captain. So we do need a coach, and then we also are gonna need a manager. Or I'm guessing the principal is a manager then, but I don't know because sometimes like managers are like students in your class. Like I remember when I was in volleyball, we had like it was my friends. She was like the manager, so she would be keeping track of like the how much like points you scored and things like that, and helping out with like calling the ins and outs. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I don't know if I said this last episode, but again, like I'm really liking the story, but I do think it's just the sport that's kind of holding them back in a sense. I just think baseball is a really hard sport to kind of attract people with because it's not like at least in my opinion, it's not like soccer or football. Like I think that's like probably the easiest one to kind of attract people because it's really universal. Baseball is, I mean, I know baseball it's universal as well, but I don't know. I just baseball fans, it's almost like a niche in a way as a sport. I feel like there's other sports that kind of go on top, and I know people could you can bring up haiku because that was like you can say that also was like a niche thing and it got popular. So I mean, it can work, but again, I know I'm just nervous about the baseball thing, honestly. But we met this new team, and I don't want to say they're gonna beat this new team, but I think it would be really interesting if they lose, and if they lose, they come, they practice more and more, and we get more stronger team moments, things like that. I think that would be a cool switch up because them winning I mean, yeah, that would be nice too, obviously, but I think it would be a little bit, I don't know, a little bit different, a little bit out there if they lost this first game because again, Ibuki Go, he's really carrying this a lot. Like, man, like, I mean, we got the evidence now. Like, nobody can say he's not. Like, he is really, really carrying the story and the team. So I don't know. I think this is just a lot of pressure on Ibuki, and I just hope that we can keep it up and hopefully in these next few chapters we get to see a start of a game and I'm really interested to see how the team works and how they sync up and if they work and if they don't work because I mean I feel like okay next week I'm gonna say we're gonna get like a little like practice or little like training with the whole team and then it's gonna be the end of the chapter is gonna start like the beginning of the practice game or something like that so we'll see how this goes but yeah thank you for tuning in this was dang this was looking kind of long but yeah, I hope you all have a great, amazing day, morning, afternoon, or night. Thank you again for watching. If you like Harukaze Mound, please make sure you guys are talking about it. We need some noise. Cause yeah, I just want to boost the popularity, get people on it. And yeah, thank y'all, love y'all, see y'all, peace.